Yeah, I would take at least one off right there because that's where price broke structure and you got the 200 EMA right there as well. So, kind of take some profits and pay yourself and just leave one to run. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? What's up? Yeah, I'll just see what happens here. Mm. Hey, yo, what's up, Knife Art? You said you was watching Lino and the new Mustang. You talking about the car Mustang? And yeah, I appreciate that. Uh, bearish trend today, and I gotta get back on this. Yeah, gotta get back on this thing, man. Okay, yeah, I'll give it. I'll check it out. And a Mustang is over 300K, huh? Are Mustangs usually that expensive? A 300K Mustang? Huh, that's interesting. I didn't know people were in the market like that for Mustangs to pay 300K. I mean, what a Rolls Royce is like what 200K more? I might have to look at that. 195, 215, 195, 2. 275. So you say you dumped the prop shop account. You said it wouldn't reverse with too many lots on, and so you just let it go. You mean you just blew the account? Yeah, man, that's always good, man. Getting a payout, man. Mm, yeah, yeah. Yeah. My dream car is definitely going to be a Rolls Royce. It's definitely going. That is definitely my dream car. And one day I will own one. I guess they did just. Mm, mm. I guess I should have followed my rule here with this fib, the closest fib to structure, and I didn't follow my rule. I didn't follow my rule here. Closest fib to structure. Mm, mm, mm. I should have followed my rule here. Mm. I thought gold was going to be cute here, and but then that trend line was right there, and I just disregarded it. Mm. I just hate it when the price action works when you don't use it. I just hate that. I hate when the price action works when you don't use it. Now we got another trend coming down on gold here. So we'll see what that does. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Gold, like when gold does this, it's just it becomes very difficult to trade. We'll see if gold will present a opportunity tomorrow. I'm not going to trade it tonight. I mean, the moves already happened right around that. Yeah, right around that 7:30 mark. If you was in at 7:30. Oof. Hmm. Yeah, John, I'm still trading MQ. I did take a break from NQ for a while. I did. I kept blowing my accounts on NQ. Uh, Fell out of love with her. She hurt my heart. uh, what was that? What was that movie called? Training Day. Seriously. Oh, man. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out, man. Yeah, NQ. I mean, she hurt my heart, man. She hurt my heart. But I think after taking a break from her and going to gold, gold's ruthless, man. I mean, at least Nasdaq plays with your feelings to give you hope. Gold is so ruthless, man. If you're wrong, you're wrong, and she don't give you no hope at all. She don't know how to play with your emotions the right way, the same way Nasdaq does. But I mean, I still prefer to trade all my funded accounts over there with gold, even though sometimes it is it's kind of challenging to sit there and wait for the setup. versus with Nasdaq, I don't have to wait. Honestly, with because I don't have to wait on Nasdaq, I get myself into trouble. But here's the one thing that I'm doing in reverse. Instead of projecting the Nasdaq onto other instruments, I now find myself projecting gold onto Nasdaq, and I'm trading the Nasdaq as if I'm trading gold, which surprisingly, I'm getting better results. Now, when I switch back to my Nasdaq tendency and start fighting the trend and shit, well, obviously, I'm gonna get what I get. But yeah, now I'm trading the Nasdaq as if she's gold, and I'm getting great results. The one thing that I hate is because I think right now, what I'm up like, what, 85 points in this play. I mean, I got the bulk of this target off, but I just hate the fact. I mean, I hate it. I try not to think about it, but man, 85 points on one contract on a mini. What is that? Almost what, 18? Yeah, about $1,700 on one contract. I'm definitely having better results with the smaller size for sure. I'm definitely having way better results. I'm not as I don't second guess a lot of my entries either because I know that I can lose more than I win. So with that knowledge, I'm taking better trades. I mean, the a trade that we took this morning, I'm still proud of that trade. Actually, that's actually so moving forward. What we're going to do overnight is actually look for structure overnight because yesterday we located this trend line yesterday, and this trend line literally saved my butt this morning. It literally saved me from trying to buy this instead of shorting it like I was supposed to. Once I saw that, I mean, the Nas, I've already shared before that starting a position at a trend line with the Nasdaq is straight up gambling. It's gambling because she likes to do things like this. Sometimes she likes to tap it and go, but more often she likes to play with people's emotions. You can see right there that we got a clean break of structure right there. Now, when the Bears saw this, you can see them getting super aggressive underneath that trend line right there. You can see that they pull back. The Bears, I mean, they held it, but they weren't able to hold it off. And unfortunately for the Bears that started their position here at this trend line, you can see that price squeezed them out of their position. And this was so deceptive this morning that initially I was short, but then when I saw that move, I was like, well, I mean, I guess it's supposed. I guess. I mean, I was short, but I was like, well, maybe the Bulls they want a little bit higher before it goes lower. And I did take this long. I did take a loss on this play, but I was able to recover because I saw that the market broke that trend line, use it as resistance, and I was like, yeah, that's the short that I was looking for and was able to get that short down. So moving forward, we're definitely going to be looking for trend lines. We're going to be looking for ranges. And we're going to use those trend lines and ranges, triangles, circles, and squares uh, for the next session because we got that beautiful drop. Got that beautiful drop down. And the Nasdaq still going. I was able to locate this low because if you guys recall, the market broke out. This is hold on, was it this? Which range was it? Yeah, it was some range. I think I might have deleted the range. I may have deleted it. but it's on my other chart. It was still on my other chart. There's a range right here at 23. It's like I think was it Monday's session or something like that. It was Monday's session. It's one session. I don't know where the hell is that. Where the market broke out of it. Yeah, right here. This is it right here. My bad. I just deleted the range. Right here is where the market broke out to the upside and it continued higher. And the market came back and retested this area. And I saw that the market was finding support. So I got into this thing. My next area that I'm looking for is 195 to about 215. Because today the market broke structure around that range. And if the bulls can close back above 215, we could see a move back up to retest 320 or 303. I think we'll probably see a move back up to test the orb low, and we'll probably see a drop back to like the 215, 200 or something like that. And if the bulls can hold the pullback, we could potentially see this market to continue to go higher. Because I mean, I mean, looking at this hourly chart, I don't believe that the market wants to come all the way back down. I do recognize that we have both the short, medium, and long term EMAs above price, all sloping to the downside. So we could see the market reshort, potentially take out these lows right here. And we can see maybe a continuation, maybe a pullback. The bears hold it, and we see a continuation, a bearish continuation. We could potentially see that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely see a rejection probably at 300. 300 is going to probably be major supply, especially with this big giant uh, dildo candle down. And there's definitely going to be sell orders, but I don't know, man. Bears suck. It's kind of hard to trust a bearish engulfing candle. It's kind of hard to trust one because you can just look at the left and you can see bearish engulfing candles and they just don't get respected. You can just see price just clean, just ripping through them like they were nothing. I actually took a couple of losses at these dildo candles because I figured that, price would find supply in this area. We'll get a small pullback, and I wanted to capitalize on a small pullback, but that just didn't happen. So, and I got stopped out of those trades for a loss. So it's hard to trust these candles. So I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens overnight and just trust the price action and trust the charts and not our hearts. Ooh, I wonder if yeah, no problem, man. I am copy trading uh not with Nasdaq but with gold. I have 4 funded accounts that would tradeify. There is no way that I can trade them individually. So I have 3 accounts that I copy trade. And that's the one that I have to where I have it set up to where it's only trading 2 micro contracts. If I take a loss, it'll be $90. If I win, it'll be 180. So one win will always take out 2 losses. So over the long run, I can lose more than I win and still be profitable. And I'm only allowed to take 1 trade per day in that account. So either I end the day with $180 or I end the day being down 90. And this will prolong the account for at least 20 to 25 days. If I just take straight losses, which honestly, that's not going to happen. But worst case scenario, I'll set the tone of having the account at least 25 days, at least. but I'm not going to lose 25 days in a row. I mean, that's just not possible. I'll have a bad day here and there. I'll take one trade, lose if that's the case. Like I took a loss earlier today in those accounts. I lost $90 in those accounts, but uh, I have a follow up, the fourth funded account that allows me to take two trades a day. If I lose in both accounts, I'm only allowed to take one trade in both accounts, and that account I should have for at least 50 days because it has like $6,000 of drawdown. So I should have that for at least 60 days or 55 at least. And I'm not going to take 55 losses in a row. So uh, following that strategy is going to solidify me having my accounts longer than a day or a week. And once the month, I can look at my monthly profits versus my daily or weekly profits. And I can take a big payout at the end of the month. That is the goal. So, John, usually I'm trading around the New York Open 8:30 to about 10:30. That's usually when I trade, Monday through Friday. Looks like our boy Smith about to get his target hit. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Our boy Smith got his target hit, baby. Congrats, baby. Congrats, man. My trading partner just got his target hit. Oh, dude, no, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. Take that target, man. Mm. Let's do it. I mean, that's all I can do as a trading partner. That's all I can do. So Smith had his target right here at 158. He moved it up to 200. I told him at least take off two or at least one at the original target and let one target run until 200. Mm, mm, take this off at 195. Honestly, mm, I'll let that run. I'll let it run. 420, huh? You too, Nightfire, man. Have a good night. Well, to kind of finish Nightfire's question, yeah, I feel that if you're going to copy trade your accounts, I would definitely start small and build your way up. I'm copy trading two or three of my accounts, and I'm only using two micros in those in all across all three of those accounts. So uh, we all know that each market. I mean, aside from the ES, uh, I don't think the ES can ever blindside you with weird, abnormal price action. I don't. I don't. Uh, I don't see how anybody would get caught up with the ES because I mean, even on the ES is worse, or when the ES is making big moves, I mean, it kind of tells you it's really hard to lose on ES. I'm not saying that is not impossible because obviously, I mean, I've blown a couple of ES accounts, but I don't think that an ES trade would blow my account unless I'm trading like 20 minis or 15 minis or 10 minis or something. If I'm trading 5 minis, I'll probably take a big loss, maybe like a $2,000 loss, but nothing that's going to blow the account on ES. But Nasdaq and Gold, all it takes is like a one bad trade on one of those instruments, and there goes your account. And it's a good feeling to be on the right side of the Nasdaq in multiple accounts. But man, does it feel horrible when you're down 5,000, 2,000, $3,000 across multiple accounts in the Nasdaq because you chose the wrong side of the market. That's not a good feeling. I wouldn't recommend anybody do that unless you're 100% confident in your trading abilities and you completely understand what's going on in the market. Completely understand. Bro, bro, you better close out, man. So you've lost a lot on ES? Hmm. Well, John, let me share something with you about the ES. Uh when I'm trading the ES, we usually catch tops and bottoms. And this is my secret with the ES. Honestly, I would actually, I mean, I think I've shared this before. If I focus on the ES, I would be a millionaire. Uh, but I just absolutely hate the ES. I don't like how it trades. I just don't like it. But uh, it's trading the ES is very clear. You have it. It requires patience. There's going to be days where the ES is going to be slow. It's hard to find good trades at the same time on ES. You really have to be a patient trader. But if you're if you want to become a better trader with the ES, all you have to do is pay attention to the structure. That's it. The orb on the ES. Actually, I was in Top Steps Gold forum, and I will admit that the orb on the ES is probably the highest. I think the orb on the ES has the highest win rate. And K Trader, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's easy to win on the orb with the ES. It's super easy. Once the ES breaks and retests the orb, she usually trades in that direction. I mean, it's kind of That's been kind of consistent with the ES, is that you get that break from the orb on ES, and that is a profitable strategy. You can't trade the ES like she's the NQ. I mean, I think that's obvious. You look for trend channels. You look for channels. Oops. And this is going to be a rough channel. You look for a channel. The ES likes to rotate back and forth in a channel. But I prefer to use trend lines. I prefer to use trend lines. The ES and gold both respect market structure. Double bottoms, double tops are valuable trades. You can see that even in this downtrend, the ES stopped at that double bottom, and that was a good trade. You just had to be patient for that double bottom retest right there. And you got a great trade right there. You got a breaker structure trade right here. I mean, this is the orb, but I mean, even if this wasn't the orb, it's the same concept. You get a break from a range, a pullback, you short the retest. This is almost on the ES. This is such a high probable trade. It's hard to lose on this. It literally is hard to lose on a retest trade with the ES. It's literally hard. Here's another example right here of an orb trade on the ES. I mean, she did fake you out this time. I mean, sometimes the ES will fake you out on these orbs, but the one thing that the ES likes to do is break and retest. If that retest doesn't hold, you can see that, oh, look at that. Break, retest of the orb low, and got it short. I mean, if you're trading the ES like she's the Nasdaq, you're wrong. If you're trading the ES like she's the ES, it's kind of hard to lose money on her. She's just really slow. And in real time, the ES will make you feel like you're wrong because she'll chop back and forth before she actually moves. That's why I absolutely hate trading her in real time because she's so slow. She's slow as hell. But once the price action is printed on the chart, and once the candles are printed on the chart or painted on the chart, it's like, oh yeah, I mean, look how obvious it is. I mean, the ES doesn't do anything outside of her norm. You really don't need a big stop with the ES, but I do take advantage of the ES. 9 points on the ES is what, $450? So I use that. If I'm trading one contract and I want what, 15, 20 points, I'll have a 9-point stop because it's only $450. Even though a 9-point stop is an exaggerated stop on ES. You really don't need that much. I think the most you need on the ES is probably like a 2 or 3-point stop if you're in the right location. But I'm gonna use the 9. I'm gonna use the 9 points. Why not? I know my stop is all the way up here. That allows me to focus on the price action, and usually price goes in my direction. You just have to be patient for it. That's about it. You can't just see a bullish candle and get in and thinking that you're going to get the amount of money, because another thing about the ES is that you have to trade size to get real money with the ES. Unfortunately, you can't trade a one lot on ES and expect to be rich, because what, 20 points on the ES on one contract is $1,000. You're not going to get, ES is not going to give you 20 points easily. The only time the ES is going to give you that much points is at a breaker structure, a breakout. Well, basically a breaker structure. Honestly, that's the only time she does it. A break and Now that I think about it, the only time she gives you 20 points is when she breaks structure and she retests a range where price broke structure at. And this is where you'll get 20 points. And why do you need to work that hard for $1,000 when the Nasdaq will give that shit to you for free? You just got to be on the right side of her. That's it. You just got to be on the right side of Nasdaq. If this was a mini right here that I was in, shit, I would I'm up like what, 100 points. This would be $2,000 right now. 2,000 on one contract. So why would I ever trade the ES when I can trade the Nasdaq? Hey, I've done my duty as a trading partner. Yeah, a lot of people do that, man. I went back to, I'm like I said, I would definitely be a millionaire right now if I just stuck with ES. I think everybody tells me to just to stick with ES because I'm a better ES trader. But it's not that I'm a better ES trader, it's that I prefer to trade structure, but at the same time, who can resist the wild ways of the Nasdaq? Who can resist that? Instead of being patient and responsible, I can trade the middle with Nasdaq. But I will say that with Nasdaq, I do start to gamble. I mean, if I trade the Nasdaq patiently and I get that dopamine hit of getting a big target filled, uh, just like a dope fiend or a little crackhead or something like that, I'm just looking for my next fix. I'm looking for that next big trade. And that's usually when I start gambling and start forcing trades. But with Nasdaq and gold, I don't have that problem because I know that um, as euphoric as that may feel, if I take my profits, then that's it. There's no reentry. Uh, to have a reentry trade work on ES and gold is highly unlikely. And because that I know that is highly unlikely, I don't ever trade them that way. But with Nasdaq, I can get out here and then out of nowhere, she can pump up 100 more points. You're not going to get that with ES or gold. Or you're not going to get it on a normal basis. I guess let me say that. You're just normally not going to get that. Mm. Well, let's look for it. I mean, I don't think this, I mean, this is not a significant area right here. That's not a significant area. Hmm. So I mean, so right now, I don't necessarily see any major trend lines right now. Uh, yeah, I don't see any major trend lines right now at all. Right there, you can see that the market is somewhat reacting to this trend right here. So, I mean, this kind of tells me that we could see a bullish continuation right here. I know that this trend line is correct because as I draw it, we got the market rejecting or reacting at the trend line right here. And then we got the break of structure, and then we got a small pullback to this trend line. and we see a small little push up. So I know that this trend line is correct. I just don't believe it's a major trend line. So I'll just keep it as a small one, and we'll see how the market reacts to it moving forward. I'll leave it on the chart, and if we do see the market react to this trend line, I'll just put a new one on there. Oof. Try not to get back in. Oof. Man, what the hell, man? And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. My trading partner is trading his live account, and I thought I sent him a message earlier saying to watch out for that 355 area or 2355 area to 35. I thought I sent it to him, but I guess I didn't. And he kind of got into the entry a little later than I think he got in at 81, and he just took his profits now, and he's trading in his live account. And I was sharing with him that just take the profits. At least, I mean, if you're going to move your target higher, at least take the bulk of the profits out. So at least pay yourself and just leave one to run because the Nasdaq can definitely bring out that greed monster out of all of us. Instead of taking profits at, or at least taking partials, along the way, we want to take the full bulk of the profits, the whole entire thing, at an extreme level that price may not even touch, and even worse, price could potentially come back and touch your break even before it actually goes and hit your target. And I've definitely had that happen to me. I actually had that happen to me yesterday. I didn't have the bulk of my position at one location, but I literally had the market miss me by a tick and then reverse and hit my break even and even stop me out. It's one thing for that to happen in an eval or a funded account. It's another thing to happen when it's your live money. We don't ever want that to happen. Yeah, but all right. Gold right now. I kind of like I'm kind of beating myself up for not taking this. I should have took it. Mm, I should have took that trade. I should have took it. But gold has just been crazy. I like I said, I had a winner earlier today in gold that almost missed my if I didn't have that trailing stop to trigger, if it didn't trigger my trailing stop, I literally would have had the nat or not the Nasdaq gold do this. It missed my target completely. If I didn't have that trailing stop, it would have missed me completely because I think it missed my target by 3 ticks. 3 ticks. And it stops me out, or it would have stopped me out. And I would have came back and looked at the charts and would have been completely angry because it missed me by 3 ticks and it would have stopped me out. But luckily, I had a trailing stop on that thing and I was able to be profitable in this short. And mind you, I had almost a perfect entry. I think I only left a couple of ticks on the table. I left a couple of ticks on the table. So I literally got the tip of the mm, mm. Yeah, no problem, John. Yeah, just yeah, go look at it in like an ES chart and just pay attention to like the structure, man. You can't trade, unfortunately. I mean, well, let's say this. The ES is trading very similar to how the NQ used to trade. This is so back before all the crazy volatility before COVID, this is very similar to how the Nasdaq traded. It's very similar. And we all know that at one point in time, this little block of price action, where's my pen at? This little block of price action right here was the ES. Right here. This is probably a full day of price action on the old ES right here. You didn't get the big moves from ES unless there was news or something like that. ES was more of a swing instrument because it was hard to catch anything intraday. The most you got on ES was probably 10 points. Now the ES trades how the old NQ trades, and now the Nasdaq is just completely wild. She'll trade 500 points up and 500 points right back down. Uh, but we can't trade the ES that way because she doesn't trade that way. The moment that ES trades the same way that NQ trades, I don't think that there'll be a use for NQ. I wouldn't see a reason to trade NQ, or I wouldn't see a reason to trade NQ over ES if we started to see more similarities in the ES. If the ES stuck to structure and it didn't need to do these unnecessary pullbacks before it finished the move, if the ES started doing moves like this, there would be no reason for me to trade the Nasdaq. None. None. Absolutely none. Why would I? The Nasdaq, she picks and chooses when she wants to adhere to structure. The ES operates in and around market structure. The only thing that like when you get legs like this, she broke structure. Unfortunately, we can't get legs like that. Just like just a nice leg without price action, and that's the turnoff for ES for me. But once she starts trading 20 points in one direction for no reason, oh yeah, this is ES anonymous for sure. We ain't trading Nasdaq no more. We trading ES. Yeah, I appreciate that, K Trader. And honestly, man, I feel like I feel like I'm not getting the big results that I want because I just have this self-sabotaging tendency. I know I've made over $1 million trading, but I just have a tendency of blowing accounts for no reason and start gambling and starting over. But yeah, K Trader, I definitely that's my new goal now, just to just be consistent and compound over time. Stick to the strategy. And stick to the strategies. Yeah, I wonder if yeah, he didn't respond. So I already know. I know what the NQ does to people. I know. Actually, let me say this. I know you got back in. Yeah, I'm streaming now. Okay, well, hopefully he sticks to his word. Smith says that he's going to bed. He's going to take this as a win today as a win. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I just can't ever commit to ES. I think what I'm gonna start doing, or I think what I will start doing moving forward, when it comes to the ES, I'll probably trade the ES orb because I have to admit that thing. I mean, the ES orb is easy money, but I'm gonna have an account designated specifically for the ES. Honestly, I'll probably just do that. Honestly, I don't know why I haven't done it. That means I'd have to focus on the ES. I don't think I want to do that. The ES orbs are definitely are very lucrative, especially when you're in like 5 contracts. I think we made what 20K on an orb short, trading 6 mini contracts, catching about 30 points, made about I think it was up like what 20K. Or how many ever points that we were up. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mr. Lane? You said that this short's about to be nice. Yeah, we'll see, man. I do think that we'll probably see I mean, if the market doesn't reject here at this pivot high right here, if we don't see a rejection here, the next area that I'll be looking for bulls to take profits is around 195 to about 215. Probably see like a pullback or something like that. Hey, yo, what's up, Skate? What's up? But yeah, that ES orb is it's definitely I feel like it's free money. Like I said, you have those couple of days where the ES orb is not as beneficial or is not as clear. But this is about a 30-point drop on what is that, 70, 44? It's about like a 26-point drop right here, which is a beautiful play on ES, especially if you have size. If I start trading the ES again, I definitely would need to come up with I definitely would need to kind of pay attention to it. Like with how many contracts I trade, et cetera, et cetera. How many points I'm looking for. That was 10 points right there. Skate, you said you just started trading 5 days ago. Are you trading your own personal account or are you trading in a prop firm? And three, you said says the pivot points, standard floor pivots. So if you're referring to these pivots right here, these are the Camarella pivots. The Camarella pivots. Yeah, Camarella pivots. Uh, these pivot points were created specifically for the ES. However, you can put them on any chart and they do seem to be accurate for the most part. It's they were created specifically for ES. So honestly, a lot of the indicators were actually made for ES. ES is the inspiration for a lot of the indicators out there. But nobody, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but when you have instruments like the NQ, why the hell would you ever trade ES? Unless you prefer a slower market and you're more of a patient trader. The Camarilla pivots, they work sometimes on the, well, let me say this. How do I want to say it? So you'll see the market on Nasdaq react at these pivots, but you'll see it probably blow through about three of them and then bounce at probably like the fourth or fifth one. You're not going to have price. Oh, you probably can't even see that. Like here as an example, like S1 was right here at the top of this range. You can see that price just traded right through it. It traded through S2, S3, and it bounced. Actually, it didn't even bounce. but it kind of came back and used S3 as resistance. And S3 was acting as resistance for a while. But on ES, the pivot points are, you can see that the market does respond because it's made specifically for ES. Hopefully that helps. Yeah. So, yeah, Mr. Lane. Yeah, I think the market is going to continue to push higher until we get around that 200 mark. Yesterday at the close, we saw the market break structure at 200. So I think, and this might, well, for retail, you probably wouldn't be able to survive this, but if you're a whale, you probably could. There's a lot of people trapped. There's a lot of buyers trapped at 200. When we got that drop, there was a lot of buyers here at 200, and you can see that they got stopped out. Now, because we had that breaker structure down and price kept going lower, I just feel that if anybody didn't take profits here or they didn't stop out, they're waiting for that break even at 200, around 200. I don't think that we reverse around 200, but we'll probably see some profit taken at 200, or we can see people maybe adding at 200, and we can probably get price to break this structure right here and continue higher. But the orb low from yesterday, we had a clean breaker structure from the orb low on yesterday's session on the Nasdaq. It's highly likely that price will probably come and we'll see a rejection at around 295, 300. It's highly likely because the market likes to break and retest, and we'll probably see bears step up. Actually, I would expect bears to step up in this area. I mean, if they're going to step up anywhere, this is probably a prime area for them to step up. And we did bounce off a major area of support. We did bounce off of, and I think it's clearer to see on the hourly chart. We did bounce from an area where price consolidated and we saw a break of structure from this range. And now we're seeing price trade, filling all those unfilled orders in this area. And we're seeing price react from that. Uh, Crap, my bad, guys. So I don't know why I just muted today. Anyway, so kind of what I just said was that this area right here is where price broke structure from the upside. We're just seeing a pullback into this range. We're seeing the bulls, or we're seeing price fill those unfilled buy orders, and now we're seeing price a strong close from this range. So it's highly unlikely. I'm not saying that it's not possible. We all know that Trump can say anything, and we can see a nasty news candle to the downside. But if we don't get that, uh, about around 200 is probably an area to start taking some profits. 300, 295, 300 in this area right here is probably where we'll see more sellers try to step up. We'll probably see more sellers step up in that area. We have the 200 EMA, the long-term EMA above price, sloping to the downside. We have the 50 EMA, the medium term EMA, sloping to the downside. And we have the short term 21 EMA, sloping to the downside. And we have VWAP, this green line, flat. So the bulls definitely have a lot to overcome. But if they can overcome, I guess we could see a move back up to 300. Yeah, we'll see. And then we also got this pivot high right here too, where the bulls are taking their profits at, and the bears are trying to get a somewhat aggressive here. We got the break, pivot, and then the break of structure down, and this could potentially be seen as a pullback into resistance for the bears to try to sell it down. But we do have a resistance trend line that the bulls have successfully broken out of. So we'll see. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. But shit, we're down to the last. I mean, shit. Today was definitely another clean orb. Actually, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. We had this fake out earlier in the session, and then we had that clean breaker structure to the downside. Actually, I think what this would be considered a break and a retest because it broke, it pulled back to the 21 EMA, and then we saw price actually break away from the range. So let's document this real quick. All right, so about August 5th, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Oh crap! I didn't take any screenshots of my winners today. Forgot about that. Actually, let me just take a screenshot of this real quick before we actually start documenting, because I already got the bulk of this position already filled. This is just a runner target. So either it hits my target or it hits my stop in this situation right here. I'll take a quick screenshot real quick of this winner. Okay. Okay. So let me just do this real quick. I did not take I didn't do this earlier. All right, so contract size. I was actually in 8 contracts this time. Because I scaled into it. Risk to reward is at least 2 to 1 asset. Obviously the Nasdaq. Nasdaq. Follow the rules. Trade review. So All right. Okay. Hey, yo, what's up, Alfred? And yo, I appreciate that, Skate. Okay. But man, if anybody took that orb short today, man, yo, congratulations. This was a big drop to the downside on the orb on the Nasdaq. Price did not come back and retest the orb at all. It was a clean breaker structure to the downside. Very clean. Okay. But I guess you had to have survived this initial fake out right here because this move right here was so deceptive earlier today. I mean, we did talk about this at the beginning of the stream, but this was so deceptive because it was bearish on the hourly, but on these smaller time frames, it felt so bullish. And the Nasdaq is really good at making you feel a certain way, even though she's showing you that she's bearish. Like in this situation, she made you feel that it was bullish. And I even like, I mean, I'll admit, I second guess what I saw. Those that was with me earlier today, I was like, man, this is bearish. It's bearish from the hourly. Even though I don't want to look for shorts, I just gonna have to, because I mean, the market is bearish. But once I saw this and I was like, well, shit, maybe I was wrong. Let me just go long. Maybe I was wrong. And we get this nasty candle and then we get this breaker structure to the downside. The Nasdaq is just so good at making you feel and disregard what you see. So about 8:45. So between 8:45 and about 8:45 and 9 o'clock. Yeah, so between 8:45 9 o'clock. 8:45 9 o'clock. So the high of this candle right here is 397. 397. The high of that orb is 366. So this was actually, I mean, I was profitable in this trade. It just didn't hit none of my targets. It didn't hit my target. And it's because this traded 31 points to the upside. Nine 17. Mm. So for 11 points to the down. Let me see if my AI assistant can help me out here real quick. Let's see. I just want this to be simple. I want to use technical writing, but I don't want to use 100%. I don't want it to be 100% technical because I want it to make sense. Okay. All right. So my AI assistant said that I wrote this perfectly. All right. That's cool. All right. So the MNQ closed below the opening range low and traded 11 points to the downside before pulling back to the 21 EMA where price found support and traded 221 points to the downside going into the close of the session. Hmm. Yeah, that's good enough. Because that was a 222 point play, like just straight down. Okay. So initial sweep, we're starting to have the market initial break. So I mean that's hard that's hard to say. So I guess what we'll do is we'll say 845 and then we'll have 917. Make sure that that's correct. Yeah, 945 and 917. It's clean breaker structure. I think we can all agree that technically price did not break structure. Price broke out of the range at 845, but it did not break structure technically. It closed right back within the range after a failed breakout. But price successfully broke low though. Successfully broke to the low. Initial reaction, clean breaker structure, or a break and retest. Break and retest results 221 and 221. Notes. Okay, cool. All right. And we actually started off the session with decent volume today. So we'll see if mm, mm, Okay. So yeah, we started off with decent volume. We started off well, right now the average is sort of low because I started doing this during the low volume summer months. So now we're starting to see volume pick back up as we're going into the fall. Technically, what the fall starts, what? Hmm, when does fall officially start? Okay, in September. So September 22nd is technically when fall officially starts, which that doesn't sound right, but I mean, whatever, man. Yeah, it doesn't sound right, but whatever. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, what does matter is that now we're starting to see more volume come into the market at the open. So I guess there's a lot more institutional traders, big money traders are now getting back in front of their desks after their summer vacation and is back to business. This does look like we're having trouble here at this high. We could see a small pullback. We could, but like I said, I've already taken a bulk of this position off. Either this thing takes out my target or it stops me out. Uh, there's no in between that. So, okay. All right, but all right, guys. We'll definitely come back tomorrow. This is gonna be it for me. I'm about to go to bed. We'll definitely come back tomorrow, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.